darkness, silence. The kind that presses against you, suffocates you. Beneath the earth, where the only light comes from the beam of a flickering headlamp, there is no room for error. Jake had been cave diving for years. He'd explored countless underwater tunnels, squeezing through impossible gaps, swimming deeper than most would dare. But this cave, this one was different. The entrance was narrow, a jagged hole in the ocean floor that led into an endless abyss. The locals called it the Drowned Maw. They warned of strange currents, of divers who entered and never returned. But Jake didn't believe in ghost stories. He believed in skill, experience, and tonight he was going deeper than anyone had before. As he descended, the blue light from the surface faded, swallowed by pitch-black water. His breathing was the only sound, slow and rhythmic through the regulator. The walls around him pulsed with a strange energy, rough stone, slick with time and pressure. Then, movement, a shadow, shifting just beyond the reach of his light. Jake froze. No fish swam this deep. Nothing should be here. His heartbeat pounded in his ears as he pushed forward, squeezing through a narrow passage, his tanks barely fitting through the jagged rock. The walls seemed to close in, the darkness growing heavier. Then the tunnel opened into a vast chamber, a sunken cathedral beneath the earth. And in the center, bones, a graveyard of diving gear, tanks rusted, wetsuits shredded, masks cracked. Jake's breath caught. How long had these been here? A faint thump echoed through the water, then another, a deep, hollow sound, like something knocking against stone. His light flickered. Then he saw it. A figure drifting just beyond the graveyard of lost divers. A body. No, not a body. It moved. Jake's lungs tightened as the thing turned. Empty eyes. A face waterlogged and bloated, its jaw hanging impossibly wide. It raised a pale, lifeless hand and pointed at him. The knocking grew louder. Jake kicked back, but the current shifted violently, pulling him in, his gauge empty. How? He had plenty of air left. The thing drifted closer, its mouth moving, but no sound came out. And then Jake realized the knocking wasn't from the cave. It was coming from inside his own head. His vision blurred. His limbs felt heavy. And as the abyss swallowed him whole, the last thing he saw was the pale hand still reaching, dragging him down.